Okay, guys, today's episode is about the 10 mistakes you are making with hand-me-down clothes. You know, those bags, those garbage bags full of clothes that you've got shoved in the closet or the attic or the basement that you haven't gotten to yet. Those baby diaper boxes full of clothes that your kid may or may not have outgrown. Those are the ones I'm talking about. Those, all of those that you have shoved all in every closet and they're just piled up and you can't even remember what you have or where it is when you need it. Yeah, that's what I'm talking about in today's episode. So listen in. If you have hand-me-down clothes in your house, in your possession from your kids or from other people's kids that have passed those clothes into your house, this is a great episode for you. Listen in. Hi, welcome to a Simplified and Fabulous Mom Life podcast. I'm Jennifer McDaniel, pro organizer, capsule wardrobe stylist, and functional home designer. As a mom of four, I realize how quickly things get out of control and how important it is to prioritize how your home functions and how it makes you feel. So if you're ready to find solutions to the stressors in your home and make room for the things that are really important, listen in and let's get started. So the absolute number one thing that I would say is a mistake when you have hand-me-down clothes is not sorting it. You don't know, all the sizes are mixed in together. Your boys' clothes and girls' clothes are mixed in together, and you've got 4 or 5 sizes all jumbled into one pile and all the different seasons mixed together, and you don't even know where to start to look for what you need when your kids grow. So you just go onto the store and buy what you need. Yeah, that's a big problem, and I see it happening all the time. So not sorting it, that is number one. Number two is keeping stuff that is stained or ripped, to use for play clothes later. Like your next kid can just play in those. No. Don't keep stuff that's not in good condition. Get rid of that stuff right away. If you are not going to go ahead and stain treat those or repair it before you store it, get it out of your house. You don't need that in your life, okay? You have enough going on with kids. So just get those ripped and stained clothes right on out of there. Do not save them. Number 3, keeping stuff that's the wrong season for your kids' ages. I see this all the time, especially with little kids, like baby stages. You get hand-me-down clothes from a cousin, or you have your clothes or your friend's kids' clothes that get passed down to your baby, but they were born in different seasons, or their sizes are just way off. I know with my second, by the time he was 6 months, he was wearing 2T and 24 months. He didn't fit in anything 6 months. So even though he was supposed to be wearing 6-month stuff, he had worn 6-month stuff in the summer when he was 2 months old. He was wearing 6-month stuff. He was massive baby. He was so big. He was 16 pounds at 6 weeks. He had outgrown his baby seat by the time he was 2.5 months. Like completely outgrown the baby car seats requirements, like whatever the guidelines are for the baby car seats, like the baby carrier with the handle that you can move him from the car in and out. He was such a big baby. So keeping stuff that's the wrong season, that is a problem that I see all the time. And you just keep it because it's great quality, and it's expensive to buy a baby a coat when they need it, or those swimsuits are so cute, but they fit your baby in December and January, and then they're outgrown by the time you have swimsuit season. So if you're not planning a cruise or a Caribbean trip somewhere where it's warm all the time, go ahead and get rid of those items that are the wrong season before you ever need it. Somebody somewhere needs it. So get rid of that stuff. Do not keep stuff that is the wrong season for your kids. Another thing that I see all the time is keeping styles that your next kid is not going to wear. They don't like the same things. They don't like the same materials, or they don't like the same colors. Like little girls, I see this all the time. Their big sister was really into dresses and girly frou-frou stuff and really feminine items with all the kitty cats and puppy dogs and whatever on it. And then the second daughter is just like tomboy and just wants to wear really easy stuff, hates dresses of all kinds, and forget anything poofy. They want nothing to do with it. and they will never put anything pink on their body. Okay, if you're keeping tons of stuff from your previous kid and your next kid has a completely different personality and preference in clothing, you need to just move that stuff on, bless someone else with it. I'm sure you know someone that has a little girl that would love to have that stuff, and let's just get that out of your house. Stop weighing yourself down with clutter, because if you can't use it, it's clutter. Get rid of it. I don't care how expensive it was when you bought it. It clutters your space if you cannot use it. It is clutter. It is no good to you. It is of no value to you if you cannot use it. All right? So get that stuff out of there. One of the other things I see a lot is keeping things that are just really uncomfortable, like really stiff materials where your kids can't even bend their legs well, or shoes that are really stiff and like rub blisters and things, because they're nice shoes, but your kids are going to absolutely hate wearing them. And so they're not going to really be an item that you're going to go for. So unless it's like just one dress outfit in their size that you're going to keep for just while they're in that size and then move it on, that's fine. But anything else that's just uncomfortable, like any of your regular clothes, like everyday clothes, if it is uncomfortable, please don't keep that for your kid. Your kid's going to be moving so much. They need to be comfortable all the time. So get rid of any of the clothing that is uncomfortable. Any of those shoes that are really hard and stiff and they're going to cause blisters and problems. Or if your kids are like my kids had super thin feet, really thin and narrow. And so their feet didn't fit in shoes like Crocs, and they would give them blisters from wearing a wide shoe because their foot would just be swimming around in it. And it didn't matter if I put on 3 pairs of socks. Their feet were sliding around. It was just not a good shoe for them. They needed something more narrow. So got rid of all the shoes. Please get rid of any stiff-kneed pants. Your kids need to be comfortable. Now, I'm not talking if you work on a farm or you have a very, durable is a different thing than stiff and uncomfortable. So I'm not saying get rid of the durable, good quality work clothes, like for your kids to be playing hard in. That's fine to keep those. Those are great quality items. But if they're just supposed to look cute and they're everyday clothes and they're really stiff and hard to wear, get those out of there. Just go. And along with that, anything that is difficult to put on, anything that you're going to have to, the buttons don't go in well, and you're like causing yourself indentions in your finger trying to squeeze that button in for a minute and a half, and it still isn't going in. Just get those out of there. Anything that's really difficult to use or takes way more time than it should to put on, get that out of there. Just move it on. You got other things to do. All right, the other thing. So let's see. We did ripped and stained clothes. That's one. Styles your kids won't wear. Here's the other one. Anything that you wouldn't pick out, like anything that is in there that you're just like, ugh, I hate this. Ugh, I really don't like this style. I know it's nice, or I know my kid would love it, but you don't like it? Get that out of there. You're the parent. You make those choices. Don't keep stuff that you don't like. Get it out of there. Just get rid of it. Don't keep it, especially if it's handed down from someone else. You didn't just purchase it. No one purchased it specifically for your child because they knew they would love it. Just get it out of there. Don't save those things. All right. Another item, like another mistake people are making, is keeping all these things and nothing goes together. You got bags and bags of clothes for the same size, but none of it works together. So I'll just give you an example. I had an event that I was doing, and I had my daughter's capsule wardrobe. I literally just grabbed the stuff off the hangers and stuff in her closet and brought it to the event, set it out on a display. I think I've got this picture on my Facebook page too. So if you wanted to see that, you can see the Facebook page at How to Declutter, Organize, Style, and Design for Overwhelmed Moms. Again, that's How to Declutter, Organize, Style, and Design for Overwhelmed Moms. That's the Facebook page. But I had a setup of my daughter's closet exactly the way it was, like pulled out everything that she needed for her closet. I'm sorry, my kids are home. It's Saturday. But I had it set up in the event just like I have it at her closet at home. except at home I have a dropped bar, and this one I brought a portable bar, like a closet. I can't think of the name of what they are. Just the hanging rod with the legs on it, whatever that's called. I can't think of it right now. I'm sure I'll think of it at the end. But I brought that and had hers all sorted together, all of it just like it is in her closet, because it all works together and it's really easy to fix. Then I had my sister give me all of my nephew's clothes. I set them all up in the other one. It was very difficult to make a match out of his clothes because he had all the colors, all different colors, and many of his bottoms had characters on them and patterns on them, and every shirt had a pattern or a character on it, or it was a dress shirt that also was patterned and that the styles just didn't work together, and all the jackets, all but one of the jackets had, like, he had a blazer jacket, but all the rest of them had cartoon characters on them of some sort. And even the shoes had cartoon characters on them, but none of them were the same. They weren't sets with, like, your matching Batman shirt and your Batman pants and your Batman shoes. None of that. No. They were all different. Every single one of them. So, and their colors were different. If they did have the same character, they were obviously not a set. They were different colors. They were different. The characters were a little bit more poofy and like rounded in one and more detailed in another. They definitely did not go together. So I set up the contrasting different capsule wardrobe versus a typical hand-me-down clothes wardrobe, and had set up and had my guests visiting the booth to pick an outfit: top, bottom, shoe, and layering piece. So jacket, cardigan, sweater, whatever. So 3 items: top, bottom, and jacket to go together. And it was really difficult to make a match that looked really cute with the boys. And with my daughter's stuff, it was like everything was so cute. Everything went together because I really am intentional with it. And most of the time when I am going through hand-me-down clothes with a client or a family member, so most of the time it is very few pieces that actually work with everything. So any of those pieces that only work with a few items, or they look awkward with most of the rest of your stuff, I do not like to keep those things for my kids. I would prefer to have everything work together. All of her bottoms, all of my son's bottoms go with any of their tops. It's going to work. It looks cute together. I want it to be super easy for you. I want it to be something that you don't have to stress about and that you can put together many, many different outfits with just a few items. So that is my goal. And most of the time when you have hand-me-down clothes, a good portion of it does not coordinate with the rest of what you have. So probably out of 4 storage tubs, okay? For if you're working on one size and one season of clothes, out of 4 storage tubs of hand-me-down clothes, the average I would find would be 4 bottoms that went with maybe 10 tops. That would be the average and the best that I could do for the majority. I'm talking like maybe 90% of the time with handed down clothes, because they would either be the wrong size, the wrong season, stained, ripped, ruined. Your kid's never going to wear that because they absolutely hate that character, or whatever the differences are. But keeping things that don't work together is a really big problem that many of my clients are doing, and they have tons of it. So like 75% of it, they're never going to wear. They would never buy that for their kid. It doesn't fit them properly. And one other thing that I see a lot, this is a good one, is keeping way too much stuff. I saw a picture of someone in one of the Facebook groups that I'm in. I think she had maybe more than 30 storage tubs, like the huge ones that you can literally curl up in a ball and fit into with the lid on kind of storage tubs. Those ones, plus garbage bags around it. So probably all combined, it was probably 30 something tubs of clothes. Oh my goodness. The weight of that amount of clothing could kill someone. Like, that's too much clothes. You don't need that much. Let someone else use it. The other thing that I see all the time is keeping sizes for your kids that they can't wear for years. They're years away from that size clothing, and you still have it. You still have stuff years, years before your kid will ever wear it. Y'all don't need to keep anything that is more than 2 years past. If your kid is not going to wear it in the next 2 years, because sometimes they have crazy growth spurts and they may jump 2 sizes, like maybe. So if your kid isn't going to wear it in the next 2 years, you don't need to keep hold of that. Bless someone else with it and pray that God will allow someone to bless you when you need it again. Like, rotate that stuff around. Find some friends that have kids your kids' ages and do a rotation. Like, if you have a kid that's older than your kid that can use that stuff now, like a friend or a neighbor or something, please get that stuff out of your house and stop weighing yourself down with responsibilities, because every item you keep, you have a responsibility to take care of it. Please stop doing that to yourself by keeping things you can't use right now. Like, get rid of it. If you're not going to wear it, your kid's not going to wear it for the next 2 years, you don't need to have it. Stuff will come back. Like, people will give you more stuff. Your friends and family will bless you with things. Birthdays, Christmas, whatever times that you guys do gifts for your families. Like, let that be part of it. But please stop keeping stuff that is years away from your kid wearing it. My boys are 5 years apart. I kept maybe 3 things from my oldest when he was a baby. Like 3 things, and they were special to me, like sentimental, or like they just were something I would never find again. Like a really cute black snap Western style dress shirt. It was, but like snapped down with the white buttons, and it looked so cute. And I got it for my second child. I got it at a thrift store, so I got it secondhand, and I let my second son wear it. And so my first son wore it, my second son wore it 5 years later, and then my daughter wore it 3 years later. Like, it was just so cute. And then I gave it to my nephew when he was born, because I knew I was done having kids. I was done. I'm so done. Please, Lord, don't let me have any more kids right now. I'm so done. Ooh, I need a break. But keeping stuff for so many years that you're just holding on to it for years and years, that's a burden. That's a weight you don't need. That's a responsibility you don't need. So, all right, you heard me. I said it. And then keeping stuff for just in case, which kind of goes along with this. You keep stuff, just in case your kid might need this specific thing that doesn't cost more than $20, and you want to keep it just in case you need it someday, maybe. And then it doesn't fit and you never wear it and you forget about it until your kid is 2 sizes past that, and then it just sits in your closet. So getting rid of things that are the just in case items that really aren't super expensive to replace or to purchase if you do need it. Like, please let that go. Get it out of there. So those are the 10 mistakes that I see people making all the time with hand-me-down clothes. Not sorting it so they can't find it when they need it. Keeping ripped or stained clothes. Keeping stuff and it's the wrong season. Styles your kids won't wear. Nothing goes together. Oh my goodness, that drives me so crazy. I'm like, this is just such a waste of all these clothes because none of it works. Keeping way too much stuff, keeping stuff that your kid hates or it's uncomfortable, and keeping stuff that you would never buy for your kid. Like, you just don't like it. You don't like the way it feels, the material. You feel like it's like an inappropriate style for their age or whatever. Get rid of those things. Anything that makes you feel uncomfortable, makes you think that it's going to be uncomfortable on your kid, that you would never purchase, get rid of that stuff. All right, guys, that was my top 10 mistakes that you're making with hand-me-down clothes. If you have any tips or anything that you want to share, we have a hotline for this podcast. It is a US number, and it is +1 980 389 0399. Or join us in the Facebook group. I already shared it earlier. How to declutter, organize, style, and design for overwhelmed moms. And if you want to work with me one-on-one to go through your kids' stuff, Let's do it. You can find me at www.jmorganizingspaces.com, at jmorganizingspaces.com. Joey, say hello.
Hello.
All right. Have a good day, guys. Bye.
Bye.
Thanks for listening to this episode of the Simplified and Fabulous Mom Life podcast. We would love to hear from you. Our podcast hotline for U.S. is 980-389-0399. You can share your tips and tricks, topic suggestions, ask questions, and let me know if we should answer any of these on the air. For other ways to connect, you can reach us at jmorganizingspaces.com.
Thanks for listening to this episode. Did I say it right?